My name is Livia Begue, and for my favorite brain part, I have chosen the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is located at the very front of the frontal lobe. Our frontal lobe is the part of the brain that's located directly behind the forehead. The frontal lobes are the largest in the brain and are unfortunately the most common spot that causes traumatic brain injury if hurt. The frontal lobes are responsible for controlling many of our cognitive functions, such as voluntary movement, motor function, memory, social interactions, impulsive control, problem solving, and verbal and emotional expression. If our neurons and tissue in the frontal lobe are damaged, serious traumatic brain injury can occur. Damage to this area can cause several difficulties such as personality changes, inability to concentrate, impulsivity, poor attention, disorganized thinking and behavior, lack of coordination, and aphasia. Aphasia is known as the inability to comprehend or express language or speech. Compared to other brain structures, our prefrontal cortex develops rather slowly and won't be structurally complete and growing until early adulthood. The prefrontal cortex can be split into two main broad regions. These are known as the lateral prefrontal cortex and the ventromedial prefrontal cortex. Our prefrontal cortex is important for mainly executive functions such as decision making, controlling stress, fear responses, and flexibility in behavior. Executive functions control reflexive behaviors that are needed for tasks such as decision making, planning, problem solving, and self control. I chose the prefrontal cortex as my favorite brain structure for this project because it's interesting for several reasons, but my main one was how easy it is to damage it. Physical damages associated with a brain injury that could have resulted from a number of things, such as diving and hitting your head at the bottom of a pool, or playing baseball and getting smacked in the head on accident with a bat. Both of these scenarios were accidents that caused a great damage emotionally, physically, and cognitively to these people's brains. The interesting part for me is that almost the exact same outcome that these people in these accidents had can occur for a person that has experienced no physical injury whatsoever. An example of this would be chronic alcoholism. Excessive and prolonged intake of alcohol can cause alterations in brain function that affect the same functions discussed earlier, such as decision making and problem solving. Alcohol can cause neurons to die and leave irreversible damage. So it's interesting to me that the same alterations in brain function can come from two completely different scenarios, such as a car accident and drinking alcohol too much.